Welcome into the Skol Purple podcast yet again. It is David, it is me, Carson, and we are ready to once again bring you some more content here on the Skol Purple podcast YouTube channel. And this time, it's free agent spotlight, Tremaine Edmunds. Yes, sir. David, I know the Bills are now done with their playoff run, but just based on what you've seen from Tremaine Edmunds in his career, would this be something that you're interested in trying to make happen? Salary cap issues aside.
He reminds me of a younger, slimmer Eric Kendricks. He's a coverage linebacker. He's had 100 tackles multiple years in the NFL. He's a great player, but I will stay away from him.
And why is that?
Salary cap reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 25 now, so if you sign him to a nice deal, it's probably going to be a 4-year deal. And he's probably going to be 29 at the end of it. Are we going to have this Eric Kendricks all over again, where he starts to decline and he's getting paid so much money? I think you only bring him in if you let go Eric Kendricks, and he has to be someone to come in and replace him. I would rather just draft a guy.
Yes, so I looked up his PFF numbers, and Tremaine Edmunds, by the way, he was rated this past season as the number 17 overall linebacker.
Wow.
Again, according to PFF in the league. And by the way, in very limited snaps, guess who was right behind him at number 18?
Brian Asamoah.
You got it. Brian Asamoah, number 18 on that list, mainly because of his coverage grade. Brian Asamoah actually was pretty decent in coverage and also run defense. So that's why he's there. The best thing about Tremaine Edmunds' game, as you mentioned, his pass covering skills, which the Vikings got that exposed big time.
Yeah.
And he is, David, the number 5 overall graded pass coverage linebacker in the league, according to PFF, from this past year. So he had an 88.1 grade. The only 4 guys ahead of him, Levante David, Troy Reeder, Anthony Walker, and Jermaine Pratt. And one of those guys is playing in an AFC championship game in Jermaine Pratt. So
I'm not even going to do my research on that, but I'm willing to bet you majority of those guys are all on their rookie contract.
Yeah, Levante David definitely is not, but I think a couple of those guys definitely could be. But I think if you can get Tremaine Edmunds on a 2 to 3 year deal, and he can kind of be a bridge gap. And kind of play along Brian Asamoah, kind of mold him a little bit more, help him out a little bit. And also, if you can draft a guy, maybe not this year, but next year, because here's the thing, David, like, we would love to draft a lot of people, but at this current moment, the Minnesota Vikings don't have very many available draft picks.
Right.
So that's just my thought. Like, okay, maybe we can, if we cut Eric Kendricks and Jordan Hicks here, can we go and get a Tremaine Edmunds and fill one of our needs going into 2023, 2024 to help us compete next year if the competitive rebuild is still a thing, which I'm interested to see. I'm very interested to see how this offseason goes for the Vikings.
Yeah, me too. I'm just afraid of cutting all 3 linebackers, If you cut Kendricks, you save a lot of money. If you cut Hicks, you save some money. And I'm guaranteeing that Za'Darius is not going to be there. So would you rather have 3 new linebackers coming in, depending on what kind of scheme they're going to play? That's just the thing I'm looking at too. It really depends on what the DC wants to do. And, we might have to start all over again at linebacker.
Yeah. Well, we keep going back to the idea that, we don't want to lose all of these guys, but at the same time, if they weren't performing anyway, can it get much worse? That's
sometimes
kind of my
cut
thought.
The Band-Aid. You just gotta rip the
Yeah.
band-aid off. And if it's bad, like you're already the worst defense. I mean,
Right.
so
Right. And I know we'll probably discuss this at some point this offseason, and who knows, maybe a rumor will come across the screen saying that Danielle Hunter could be on the block this season, which again, you bring another pass rusher possibly out of the Vikings organization, but what kind of value can you get in return is the next question, and
right,
I'm sure we'll talk about
right.
that at some point. But yeah, I'm in on Tremaine Edmunds if it's a short 2 to 3 year deal, and if you have to give him a little bit more in the second or third year, then do that because obviously 2023 cap constraints are going to be tough. But I
Hmm.
think he's a really solid player, and if you can bring him into this defense, I think he could add an element of toughness as well that obviously was lacking in
Yes, it
2022.
was.
So, but that is going to do it, I believe, for this video. As always, we appreciate your comments down in the comment section. And as always,
Skol.
Skol.